Weather Words with Frank Ward is brought to you by The Reporter, Delaware County's leading news source.
Good day to everybody. Last time I spoke to you, boy, did it get windy on Thursday afternoon. Let me tell you, we had wind gusts of over 40 miles an hour. And you had to watch not being blown over. It was really a nasty day. And you had to put a wind chill factor along with that, so you would stand outside and it felt cold. You know what? April's finished. And I looked at the whole month, and if you had actually taken April and reversed it and put the end of the month toward the beginning and moved things around, consider it a backwards month. I'm going to call this a very flip-flop spring. Okay? It's either too warm or it's too cold. And it's cold when it should be warm. And I mean, you look at what happened here, and it was really a very strange day and a very strange month. Thursday night, you knew it was going to get cold. If you stepped out on Friday morning was 28. That wasn't too bad. The next morning was 22. And although on Friday it got to 53, and then on Saturday it got to 58, that part's okay. But that 22 is definitely late February, early March weather. It is not the end of April. And it was, on Saturday, the end of the month. So I tallied it all up. We were ahead in 2 categories and behind in 1. Let's take snow first. The normal snowfall for April, 4.4 inches. Right here, we got 16.6 inches for the month. You know what? If you were over during the snowstorm and had black people out here, they only got like 4 inches over in Delhi. But if you went closer to Oneonta, you got a lot more. I mean, it was one of these things, depending where you were, that's how much you got. I mean, it was just very, very strange. However, what that did was bring our entitled snowfall for the winter up to 81.6 inches. Normal's 93. So it made us only about a foot behind. We were over 2 feet behind, and we were saying, whatever happened to the snow? The problem is we got it when we weren't supposed to get it. It was supposed to be warm, not cold, and we saw what happened. Rainfall, forget it. You liquefy the snow and everything else, so when I give you the rainfall for the month, it's the liquid equivalent of everything. Normal for April, 3.95. We got 6.76. Talk about way over. I looked at it and said, I wonder how much we're supposed to get for May. As of right now, as I'm talking to you, we already have enough rain for the entire month of May. Okay? We had 5/100ths of an inch of rain last night, so now we're over for the whole month of May. I mean, this is really ridiculous, but we don't want a drought. So you know what? Give us on and off showers. We just don't need real heavy rains. This ground is still draining. And then we did have a 78. We had a 76. We had a 68. And he said, wow, what a warm month. Except there were more cold mornings than there were warm ones. And when you added it all up, it turned out to be 2.5 degrees below normal per day over the entire month. Anytime it's more than 1 degree under, that's significant. All of you listen to your furnaces turn on. All of you have looked at your fuel bill and go, let's hope we don't see any more white stuff. And let's hope the furnaces turn on less. What are we going to be looking at for this week? Put on and off showers into today. Tomorrow's actually going to be pretty nice. You're going to wake up. It's going to be partly sunny. We might actually hit 70. But then stick rainfall into Tuesday night, into Wednesday morning. And then also take the temperatures and put the rest of the week back into the mid to upper 50s. But no night times below freezing. What we really need is just enough dry weather to go out and start tilling some gardens and doing that type of thing. The day before the 22 degrees, I put my broccoli out and I put my cauliflower out. It survived. It just doesn't look terrific right at the moment. So I'm just going to ignore that it's there and hope it's okay. Burpee really messed up this year. They sent me the broccoli and the cauliflower and the Brussels sprouts 3 weeks ago. Guess what arrived over the weekend? My tomatoes and my peppers. I'm going to write them a letter because we don't put tomatoes in the ground and things until like the end of May. Well, now I had to repot all of them and stick them under lights. So I'm going to say to them, hey, I think you've got your calendar all messed up, because I said, treat me like I'm zone 4, not zone 5. But even zone 5, you don't put tomatoes in the ground right now. So anyway, now I have to nurture them and hope they don't die. It's a very strange start to the gardening year. Things are finally greening up. You'll notice we're getting some leaves on trees. You'll notice that the lilac bushes, the ones that survived, are getting their leaves. It's just going to be a very strange, somewhat delayed spring. But let me remind everybody that have been here for over a year, last July our heat turned on in the first week in July. So I hope we don't have that again. You know, call it climate change. And I'm not saying warm up. Just call it climate change. Because what we're experiencing now is very different from what we've had if you go back 10 years or 20 years. But let me also remind everybody that there are lots of civilizations that disappeared because of drought that lasted in some cases for 30, 40, 50 years, dried up water supplies. Let's talk about the wildfires. You know, unless it's man-started, Mother Nature's way of creating grasslands in forests is to let the fires burn. You know, for years, we didn't cut down trees. We didn't thin the woods. We didn't do all those things that we should have done. And then this wildfire thing wouldn't have been quite so bad as it is now. We are learning, let's put it that way. We learn by tragedies and then say, let's not do this again. So anyway, man continues to learn, and let's hope it stays that way. Let's hope the weather cooperates and we get rid of the flip-flop and maybe get to normal. We haven't seen normal. I mean, we either have so much wind I can't stand it, or it's like, what's going on around here? Everyone just looks at me. Yesterday, I picked up stuff down at the store, and everyone's saying, hey, Mr. Weatherman, what's going on? I said, you tell me, we'll both know. But anyway, I'll talk to you again on Thursday and update the weekend forecast and everything else. And it's not going to be a bad week. You just won't see lots of sunshine. Have a good one.
To sponsor Weather Words with Frank Ward, call the reporter at 607-464-4009.